Wow. Okay, come by.
Thank you too.
How do you like it? It's pretty nice, right? Comfy? Yeah. And Emiliano jumped on the back of the motorcycle to show you where to park.
But Emiliano's awesome.
Yes.
Like there was, if he was in full riding gear and had a little day bag, I might have taken off. Just gone.
Just left
Who
me.
knows?
You may never go back to riding your own motorcycle.
I might go to fucking Mongolia and see that.
You might never see them.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Up and Overloaded. I'm Tim Notier and this is my lovely wife Marissa.
Hello, I'm Marisa Notier and we ride 2 Up on our KTM 1190R adventure motorcycle, and we've ridden all around the world. We've been through the Americas, through Africa, and now we are currently coming back from our trip to the very top of Alaska, coming back down through Canada. We've been spending a bunch of time in the Jasper-Banff area, but finally we are heading out from the Northern Rocky Mountains towards the city of Calgary to visit our friends Emiliano and Melissa.
This is true. We first met Emiliano way back in Africa.
What are you gonna do with it? Oh gosh.
In South Africa.
Yeah.
And then we ran into him again in
Namibia. And then Botswana.
Yeah, we met him. He was riding around on like an F800 or something in South Africa, and we met up with him. We did the Wild Coast with him. It was spectacular.
So cool.
Then we saw him in Namibia, but then when we saw him in Botswana, he had a slight hairstyle change. He had a mohawk.
Yeah.
And never in my life. I'm too old now to get a mohawk.
You're
But
never
I was
too
like,
old to get a mohawk.
I'm in Africa. Everybody already thinks I look really weird. I was so close to getting a mohawk. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
I did not get a mohawk.
No, you didn't.
Emiliano is much cooler than I am.
She's like a pro.
He lived in just outside or in Salt Lake City, and we
That's
visited
right.
him the year prior.
He was living in Salt Lake City with his girlfriend Melissa, and they are now currently living in
Their
Calgary.
boyfriend, girlfriend, they met in Rwanda.
I know, it's just a crazy
Yeah.
like mashing of the world
This
all
is true.
together.
So when we left, what was that? Where did Tinica and Bruce live?
Canmore.
Canworm.
Canmore.
Canmore. We left there on like a southern little, a little J route that was more interesting than just taking highway.
And we saw those mountain sheep right on the side of the
Yeah,
road.
that was super cute.
Cool, like a whole herd of them.
Wildlife is my favorite thing.
Yes,
Yes, minus snakes and scorpions.
very true.
Yeah.
But after that, we veered off of that little side road and went on the main highway towards Calgary. And the mountains just receded into the background, and all of a sudden we were in these plains of rolling farmlands. And it wasn't a long drive before we were suddenly in Calgary.
But as we started to get closer to Calgary, did I say it
Good,
right?
yes.
Right. You know, like we're from Chicago, so we're not huge on big cities, but it was a really, really pretty city. We have nothing against big cities, but
Yeah.
we much prefer you know, the outsides of the suburbs.
We like
We're,
we like nature.
we're like nature. The suburbs.
The suburbs.
Yeah. There's a river that kind of separates the little ticky-tacky suburbs and like the major city, where like, you know, the skyscraper goes up, and then there's all these little wonderful bridges that go across. Architecture is prevalent.
Very much so, architecture and art. So I had never really thought much about Calgary before. When we were living in Africa, we were living with a guy named Braden who was from Calgary.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
got some information about it, but it was never on my like top 10 cities to visit list.
Yeah. And now it's on like our top 5 places to live, you know?
It's amazing.
It's really
I really liked how, as we were pulling up to Calgary, we crossed over the river, and it seemed like all of these little beautiful skyscrapers were mashed together on this piece of land that reminded me of a miniature Manhattan. And then on the other side of the river, it was forest and parks and residential areas,
Yeah.
and it was all so close together. It was just that great contrast between you have nature on one side and then the big city life on the other.
Yeah, so we rolled in. Yeah, he had sent us an address, right? And I was going towards it. Like when you Google it, there's this picture of this upside down little
Church.
chapel. And so I was, you know, it's freaking, what, 40, 50 feet tall or something? But I'm like, this is a nice place, Emiliano.
And he's like, yeah, that's where I live.
Yeah. We pulled up, and they must have heard the pitter-patter of our motor scooter, and they came running out, and there was our buddy.
Yay.
No mohawk, kind of
Nope.
disappointed, but
Very long hair this
Yeah.
time. Wow.
Okay, come back.
How do you like it? It's pretty nice, right? Comfy? Yeah. And Emiliano jumped on the back of the motorcycle to show you where to park,
yeah, there was underground parking.
which I always find it so great when a rider suddenly becomes a pillion,
Yeah.
or when Tim has another pillion behind him. I think it's just fantastically amusing.
But Emiliano's awesome.
Yes.
Like there was, if he was in full riding gear and had a little day bag, I might have taken off. Just gone.
Just left
Who
me.
knows?
You may never go back to riding your own motorcycle.
I might go to fucking Mongolia and see the animals.
You might never see it.
You were in good company. You
I
were gonna
was.
be safe.
I was gonna be with
Lisa was-
Melissa.
Yeah, Emiliano and I can just
Right into the
ride into the
sunset.
sunset.
They're gone. Oh no, he has the cord on his handlebar. Cord, Tim. He's flustered.
It was like a government research lab. There was like 4,000 floors underneath the main level. And, you know, we're going down to this parking garage, and I'm just like, dude, we're like near the Earth's core at this point. It was really, really nice. And he lived in this huge building, and he lived on the umpteenth floor.
And it was walking distance to pretty much the rest of downtown
Yeah.
Calgary. So since Emiliano and Melissa, even though Melissa is Canadian, they're both not from Calgary originally, they're kind of playing tourist with us. And we spent several days there just
Yeah.
going around the city, exploring all of it, coming across art that was out of this world.
This is true.
I don't know what the cheese. Each one, these are the 2 chickens.
Like, I've seen architecture before, but man, this was like times 5 of
Yeah.
Chicago.
Every street had some sort of art installation going on.
Yeah.
That little upside down church that we came across, of
This
course,
is true.
that was an art installation as well.
was that like 3D mesh like head thing.
Yeah,
that was
really
awesome.
cool.
Then there was like Beaverton, I'm gonna call it.
Oh yeah, the beaver wall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I forget.
There was also a grouping of women having tea.
They all look British to me, yes. They do, they're definitely British.
No, so
Yes.
they were suffragists, which were
That sounds
the women
very British to me.
They were fighting for the right for women to vote. And so these were statues in commemoration of them, but they just looked so lovely with their teacups. And,
Yeah.
oh, it was great.
There's like, you know, like these tall, skinny, alien-looking things.
Okay,
There's,
those alien things were not my favorite of
I
the
like
art
them.
things that we saw. The thing about them is that, yeah, they looked like aliens. They were super, super tall and skinny like that. But also, since they were so tall, you're just looking up and they're completely naked, which was fine, but it was weird. It was not.
they had some dangles. They
Yeah, they had-
elongated the dangles.
It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. Just an overall really cool exploration with our buddies and a fun city to walk around.
I don't get it though. Is it like Easter?
Oh my God, the sunsets. He brought us to some of these places that was just so picturesque.
For being out in the plains, there's this big hill that kind of comes on one side of Calgary, and from there you can see a view of the whole skyline of the city. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then on another night, we went to where these lion statues were overlooking the city.
There's just one lion statue. This is a video.
And there was Peace Bridge, which we visited it at night, and so it was all lit up. It kind of reminded me of a caterpillar slash blood vessel.
Yeah, I don't
like
get the
vein.
caterpillar. I get the like a tube worm slash blood vessel. Like
Yeah.
something that it would be like how you cross the galaxy in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's like the Galaxy Tran Am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
that's
that.
We're going to agree. There's not a lot of motor scooter activity going on in this episode, but
No.
oh my gosh, was Calgary just really fun to walk around. And I
Yeah,
don't think
it
I said it
was.
right
No,
that
you
time.
didn't.
Calgary?
No.
Calgary?
Yes.
Calgary.
So we were having the time of our life in Calgary. Good morning. We are here in Calgary, As you can see out this window, here on the 11th floor of our friend's place, Emiliano and Melissa. And we've had such a good stay here, but today's the day when we are going to move on, and we are going to the US border and heading into Montana.
We weren't being kicked out by any means, but we were felt in the itch to continue, and there was a something on the horizon. The road to the sun was something that we were very, very, very excited to do.
Unfortunately, this was coming to the end of our time in Canada.
This is
and
true.
one of the reasons why we wanted to get down into Montana and into the United States as quickly as possible was because the Road to the Sun Road, which is part of Glacier National Park in Montana, was going to close. It closes for the winter.
Yeah.
And we were heading full force into fall, and so we really wanted to get there before the road closed. So we packed up and headed off from Emiliano and Melissa's after having a fantastic
This is
time
true.
with them. Unfortunately, I think we've been having so much fun.
There's yin and a yang, right? There's highs
Yeah.
and the lows. Your heartbeat goes like this, right? It's not all this. It's got to dip back down.
It's true, it's true. And we've been really pushing ourselves a lot to just keep going during this whole Alaska trip. It'd been a lot of sunlight hours. We'd gotten sick, both of us, during the trip, a lot of camping. It was just a lot of go, 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 and we hadn't really had very much time
Stop.
Yes,
Yeah.
to rest and relax and recuperate and recharge our batteries. And we were, rushing to get into the United States and to get to this going to the sun road, that we ended up having one of the worst days on our trip.
Exciting stuff. Tune in, guys, right? That's what I'm talking about. Want to see something awful? Tune in next week. It's hard, and we like to try to reflect on the positives and the negatives. But on these adventures, the bike is going to drop. Your relationship is going to not clash, but you're going to, bang
You're gonna have hard
heads.
times, yeah.
So, yeah.
And this was one of those days.
This was one of those days.
But that will all be next time in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up, ding ding, and hit the subscribe button below, ding ding again. We'll be seeing you next time.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.
Stay safe. You got a little toothpaste.
Oh no.
Game on. How am I?
You're good.
All right.
Wait.
No, I'm not good.
No, you have to this too.
Oh, no.